Hello, ladies and gentlemen of SeemsGoodMagic.com. This is Travis Simulant Sowers, and I was going to do a sealed this week, but draft leagues just came up, and these things are awesome. You can draft, you can play the matches whenever you want. If you just want to sit down and play through them without having any downtime, you can do that, which is fantastic. I could not be happier. So excited to be doing a draft in a draft league. They're also Swiss, so you're going to get 3 rounds one way or the other, and the prize payout isn't even that bad. Plus, they've got this neat little trophy thing where, like, if you win, you get your name up there. So this pack has some interesting options. There's Impetuous Devils, which is a good card in the right situation. It's very weak to all of the X1 hate. It's very weak to First Strike. I feel like the cards here really come down to either Uvenwald Captive or Wretched Griff. Both of which I like, but I think both of those are better than the Devils. It's a hard commitment to red, and you've got to be in a very specific deck to want it. I'm going to take the Captive. It's hard for me not to like that card. We've got a Deploy the Gatewatch and a Providence here. Wow, we are really sitting pretty with these cards. Deranged Whelp is the kind of card I'm interested in if I'm in an aggressive red deck. So, like, if we had taken the Impetuous Devils, I could get behind going with that here. Power level wise, there's not a lot here. There's a Drag Under if you kind of want to set yourself up to be blue-green, which I like being blue-green. There's a Certain Death, and there's the Whelp. Like, red-green is still a thing. I'm not seeing a compelling reason to pick one card over the other here. And it's too early in the pack for signals. Like, if I could take a green card, I probably would to see if we could, combo them. But we can't. And all of these cards are kind of just role players in a particular deck. I'm going to take the Drag Under. If we end up blue-green, that's awesome. If we don't, that's kind of fine too. All right, well, now we're kind of sitting in the, why aren't you red, Travis? Why aren't you red? We can look at potentially doing some spell shenanigans with the Homunculus. We could take Blessed Alliance, which is fine. We can kind of just buckle up and take the Brazen Wolves. Say, okay, we'll go that way. We're, again, not seeing any particularly good green cards. So, like, while there's blue cards here, I'm not going to, like, jam blue just for a Drag Under. Yeah, I think the Brazen Wolves is easily the best card in this pack. It's a 3-mana 4/3 when you attack. I mean, some props to Bloodbriar, but this is just a more relevant ability. If we're going to get past red, we'll take it. If not, that's fine too. And why not start a draft with cards from every color? So we've again got a bunch of solid role players, but no really good cards. I think this pack is just a bit of a whiff. Midnight Scavengers may be the best card. I'd like to try to stick to one of the 3 colors that we've got cards from already. But it can be difficult to tell exactly what's open where. I guess the Primal Druid hedges us a little more towards Emerge, but we haven't seen any of the strong Emerge cards. I'm just not sure what I'm supposed to be taking here. I feel bad for the person we passed this to. Well, the best card is the Scavengers. I'll take that, and then we'll, this pack, hopefully be like, oh, okay, now we know this color's open because... that didn't happen, actually. Like, we've got a Grizzly Bear, which I don't particularly love. I guess Spontaneous Mutation is something we're pseudo-interested in. Because all of these cards are just so meh. And blue does pair well with all of these other colors. Like, none of these cards are exciting. They're all fine in their deck, but this is the best card here. We'll take it and kind of see where we go. That is an interesting looking Nibblegast Herald. There we go. We've updated. So I like the Herald quite a bit. It predominantly wants to be in blue-white, which is awkward for us because we're pretty far away from that. But just getting to tap one of their guys down when they think they're going to get to attack you and then untap and hit them for 2 is pretty useful. So I think I can go for that, and we're still seeing playable black cards and white cards here. I'm going to try to avoid the white cards if I can, but I'm happy with the Nibblegast Herald. Okay. Now the Laboratory Brute plays very nicely with the Spontaneous Mutation. Gavany Unhallowed is just kind of a house. So I think I'm kind of comfortable now saying, okay, you know what? We'll be black-blue. We'll do the zombies thing. It's a little safer to take the brute, because it could still leave us open to doing like a spells matter strategy. But even when I'm blue, I'm rarely happy to have the brute, and I've always liked Gavany Unhallowed. Okay, and here's a very late scour of the laboratory. So it took us a little while, but we found where we want to be, which I'm pretty sure is blue-black. There's an argument there, but again, pretty happy with the Maniac. I have main decked Convolute before. It's not always my happiest thing to do, but we'll take it here. There's some playable cards here. I don't really love Steadfast Cathar in blue-white. We're pretty far off from wanting a Waxing Moon as well. Yeah, none of these are really for us. I suppose it's possible that we end up opening a white bomb and say, oh, okay, we're white. Displace really doesn't do anything, but I know we're blue, so I'd rather pass the other two colors and hang on to which place? Displace. Like, we've got 2 good black cards and 1 good card from the other colors. Like, now we've actually got 2 playable white cards. I think Long Road Home can get some value in the right kind of deck. And even though I'm not going to play Contingency Plan, we'll take it here as a contingency plan, not just so we're not passing blue cards. So I think we're pretty happy being blue-black here, but if I open a green or red bomb, I may just say, screw it, we're doing that. Well, as it happens, I opened up a black bomb, which works out pretty well, because we're totally getting distended. We are going to bend some minds. This card can be absolutely back-breaking if you can get it out early enough. So we'll be particularly interested in things like this Cultist. We would like to pick up a Graph Rats at some point just so we can have the combo and a 2-drop. But this is a pretty easy Mindbender for me. There's also some good green cards here. Like, if we were deep into blue-green, I think I would want the Emissary if we had the Emerge shenanigans. And if not, Spirit of the Hunt's just fine. But let's get our Mindbender in here, because we just want that. Continuing to see pretty good green cards. I like the Shrill Howler a lot. Backwoods Survivalist is a card I like a lot. It's not something I'm going to pick this early. There's an Imprisoned in the Moon for us, which is pretty awesome. I actually had this in my hand once when my opponent cast Emrakul. I was like, you know, this should really have flash, because otherwise they just take your turn and cast Imprisoned in the Moon on one of your lands, and it sucks. But this is just a nice catch-all answer for our deck. So pretty happy to pick that up. Alright, we got some cards here, and I kind of like all of them. Ruthless Disposal is really where I want to be. It goes nicely with all of the cards that we're going to want to sacrifice anyway. So now we've got like 2 reasons to have Emerge targets. It's also just a fantastic removal spell, and since we've already got a Gravedigger, we're good. We do need to fill in this area, and I'm not unaware of that. We'll get there, don't worry. I also like Guy's Fueled Scarecrow a lot. Those of you who have watched the stream are aware of that. Boon of Emrakul is great. Borrowed Malevolence is great. So I think we found the colors we should be in. But I don't mind a disposal. Maybe we can get like a Sanitarium skeleton later. So somebody's getting 2 Blood Mists. I usually like 1 bounce spell in my deck, so I don't think I want the Unsubstantiate. We're getting a little expensive with the Certain Death, and that can be a problem. But I'm still going to take it. I don't think I'm really in the market for a take inventory. There's just kind of nothing else here for us. What do you think, Dutch? There's not any cats, so we can't take them. We could take a Coax from the Blind Eternities for our nothing. I don't think we're going to get... Like, I would want 3 of these to think it's reasonable to play it. Like, just having a 2-mana cycle card is not exciting for me. Supplicant's okay, but not great. If you can ever get ahead, it does a thing. I would kind of play Tattered Haunters now. I'm going to say that this is probably just a whiff of a pack for us, and take the Supplicant and hope that I don't play it. Because I think there should be stuff here for us to play. This is Soul Separator. That's a dumb card. Cemetery Recruitment's fine. Abundant Maw's reasonable too, but I think this is one of the worst emerge creatures. And we're not seeing the stuff that I want to sacrifice to, so we'll really have to value those in pack 3. And there are some. Drownyard Explorers, Drownu Corpse Trawler, the skeleton that dies into something. I'm going to give Abundant Maw a shot here. I really need to hit something to do early, which I think means we're just going to take a Frog Walker and not be super excited about it. Dutch, you've got cat food, buddy. There's so much cat food over there. You're good. You're good, man. Relax. Relax, guy. So we've got another 1/3, which does have some value if we're looking to maximize this. There's also just a Field Creeper, which could matter if we pick up any Delirium cards in the last pack, and a Crusader. I think I'm just not interested in 2-drops right now. And I might rather just have the Crusader. It's not great, but a 4/3 lifelink matters. Like, if I'm going to have 1/3s, this guy's a little bit better than the other one. Like, the only thing I guess it's doing for us is maybe milling something for this and maybe getting our spontaneous mutations going. It's kind of awkward that we weren't able to get any Graph Rats with this, but I mean, a 3/3 Gravedigger that can get us one of these 2 cards is still fine. So now I've got Borrowed Malevolence versus Tattered Haunter. Versus, again, slight nod to the Brute. I'm going to take the Malevolence. We're a little short on creatures, but I'm not going to stress on that. None of these do a lot for us. I suppose there's an off chance we play a Succumb to Temptation. I feel like this card is just a little bit too hard to cast. Like, the double black makes it difficult to use it to hit land drops, and the life loss, I mean, adds in there. It's like if it was, 2 and a black, instant speed, you draw 2 cards and lose 2 life, I think it would be better. And if it was this without the life loss, I think it would be better. I think the 2 combined are just kind of, not sure that we want this card. I'm not really wheeling anything here, and not really going to have to play against it since it's Draft League. So just hack a Lunarch Mantle, I guess. Well, is there any chance I guess maybe I want to have access to something like that. I kind of doubt it. The Lunarch Mantle deck was there and ready to go, and we whiffed on it. I don't know what's got Dutch in such a tizzy. He's acting like his food bowl has been empty for 5 days, but there's actually cat food in it. He's a squeaky cat. So Stitched Mangler is okay. I think we probably just want to Kibler, though. Like, just have good removal, kill all their stuff, and then stabilize with whatever. Like, I realize I have to play some 2 and 3 drops. You're not going to starve, buddy. You're going to be fine. Yeah, I'll take a Kibler. I think I like that here. Triskaidekaphobia is an interesting card. I don't think it's actually the droid we're looking for. I think if we're looking to survive and cast late game shenanigans, then Rancid Rats is what I'm interested in. We can buy it back with the Scavengers. It trades off with anything. We may have some zombie interests at some point. There's not really any here now, but I'm down with that. Other notable cards, Fiery Temper, Purge, some good white cards. I think white was relatively open. What? Okay, so at this point, do you just abandon everything you're doing and take it, or just take the sleep paralysis? Because, what? I know, Dutch. It's crazy. Bygone Bishop will win a game on its own. We're so far away from being able to play it, though. Yeah. Yep, there it is. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 blue cards. If we cut those, we've got 10 playables. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. We could almost do it. We could almost do it. I'm not sold. I'm going to take the sleep paralysis. I think we're too far in at this point. Don't really have any clue shenanigans, nor are we likely to get any. So I don't think we want Ernie. I can remember when this was a Windmill Slam first pick. How much of our stuff dies to Biting Rain? So you die, you die, you guys die. We're not playing a lot of creatures, but I don't know that I'd start that. I still like Ernie as just an early blocker and give you time to set up to cast your other stuff. I don't hate Deny Existence. Throttle's fine. I'm worried that we might be a little short kill conditions, but I'm not sure that I want to Scythe Zombie. Scathe Zombie? I can't remember what they were. Grogers. It's like Grey Ogres. I've got to take some stuff at 2. This guy's a fine blocker. He can poke in and maybe we get a Jace's Scrutiny or something. So what are we interested in a Sanitarium Skeleton? It does lower the cost of these a little bit. Like it makes this a 6-drop instead of an 8-drop. Same here, it makes it a 5-drop instead of an 8-drop, I guess. Or a 6-drop instead of an 8-drop. So they're actually the same costed, but one is much more powerful. Interesting that. Yeah, it blocks early. We can kill it with this or discard it to that. I think it's just fine, but not particularly exciting. There's actually no cards here other than Press for Answers, which is not exactly what we're looking for, but it might do something. I guess it potentially gives us 2 clues with Ernie and buys a little time. Niblis of Dusk, I think, is exactly what the doctor ordered. That can win us a game. So if this is our deck, I think I'm pretty happy with it. I didn't end up with everything that I wanted, obviously. We wanted some more things that we were happy to sacrifice, and we really just ended up with the 2, but I'll take it. I'll take it. Not much chance that we'll be playing any of these cards, so I'm going to take the Vessel to sideboard in against another control-ish deck. Same here, none of these cards really do anything for us. So let's get Invasive. You might have a place in this deck. You might actually have a place in this deck. Same with you, we can kill him with Farbog Revenants. I'm kind of interested in that. We will see. I also like Deny Existence, about the same level as Convolute, so I suppose we should leave those in there and decide which of the 2 we prefer. Dat Bishop, though. I've been pretty impressed with Lamplighter of Selhoff. I don't think that I'm going to main deck it, but having your own Siege Mastodon when you need it can be quite a helpful thing. So the deal with these leagues is I can build this deck. I've got as much time as I want to build it, and then when we go to play the matches, I can play one match, walk away for an hour or a day or a week, and then come back and play the others. Or if when I'm recording a video like this, I can just sit down and record them one after the other. So like it's great for somebody who wants to play casually. It's great for somebody who wants to produce content. It's been fantastic for the stream. Like for a long time when I was streaming, I'd have to play another game between rounds while I was drafting, or double queue. And both of those were kind of suboptimal experiences for the viewers, because like you're either watching me play a game that's not Magic, and you came to the stream presumably to watch me play Magic, or I'm double queued and I can't actually interact with chat and talk to you guys at all. So this is just fantastic as far as I'm concerned. So let's see exactly what we want to do here. I think I want one of Deny Existence and Convolute. And I think maybe I'm happy with one Farbog Revenant. I like having a good number of 2s and 3s so we have some shots at emerging this guy relatively early. And I think I like Deny Existence better than Convolute. The main thing I'm wanting to counter is emerge stuff. Like mostly creatures is what you're going after. So I think I can kind of dig this, and then we could look at maybe cutting one of these medium drops here, or just take out the Press for Answers because it's not really fitting with what we want to do. And this is kind of fine. Again, the skeleton plays some roles here. He's mainly there to combo with the Ruthless Disposal. We didn't end up with any of the self-mill that I wanted, but I think this deck can win some games. Let's get some basic lands in here. How do I feel about 9/8 blue? Yeah, I don't have any double blacks other than the Mindbender, but that is something I want kind of early. Let's look at that split. So they're about the same. My double blue is late, and my Mindbender I'd really like to be able to hit on turn 4. Like you play a 3-drop, and then you turn 4 this guy. Yeah, I think I actually want one more swamp than mountains, because like the 2s and 1s are relatively even. Like you're not casting this on 1, you're not casting that. So like either of these I'm happy to cast early. Now I do need to have a blue by turn 3, right? So we can hold up Deny Existence. That's actually something you'll play there. And then so is Drag Under. So I do need to have a blue by turn 3, but I want double black on turn 4 for the Mindbender. So I think I'm down with this one. Anyway, I'll load this up, and then we will play round 1. Thank you for tuning in. We'll see you back in just a moment.